Yo, what is up you guys? It's Andrew back with another video. Today we are finally taking a look at my 2023 top 10 sneaker pickups. I made this video a couple of weeks ago and I guess the audio just didn't come through properly, so I decided let's scrap it. We'll try it again with a new mic setup. We got the mic, now let's get right into the list. So at number 10 we have the Asics Marvel Kith collaboration. This is the Beast colorway in the Gel Light 3. This was one of my favorites of the year because you didn't quite know what you were going to get if you got the original packaging. So if you saw my video, it's one of the longer unboxing videos that I've posted this year because I decided to kind of cut down the amount of time that I spent on each shoe, just to, retain audience attention, I guess. But it was a really cool video to make because I didn't know what sneaker was going to come out of the box, and I was really happy when I saw this one because I really dig the colorway. The hairy suede over the uppers make this a really unique pair, and so that's why these are at number 10. So at number 9 we have, I almost dropped it, the Air Jordan 1 Royal Reimagined. Now this is one of my favorite colorways of the Air Jordan 1. To see it in an all suede upper was really cool, and I was really glad to see that these were very easy to cop. So a lot of people, they didn't really like them, they didn't really fly off shelves very often. I did see a couple pairs go under retail. I wish I had waited a little bit longer to get these below retail price, but I didn't. I was able to get them for retail price, and I really dig this shoe. A lot of people didn't like them. A lot of people that sell sneakers for a hobby rather than collect sneakers call these a brick. That's somebody's opinion, not mine. I really like these, so these are at number 9. At number 8, we have one of my favorite collaborations of the year. This is the Adidas Rivalry Low in collaboration with Unheard Of, one of my favorite sneaker stores in the world. And this is the Erica's Poem colorway. Now, Unheard Of actually came out with a Grandma's Couch colorway, a couple of different versions of that one. And I had an invitation to go out to Cincinnati and be there for the release, be able to cop my pair. I unfortunately was not able to make it to that event, although I do appreciate the good people at Unheard Of for inviting me. And that was really cool because it was the first time I was invited to a sneaker event. But these had to make the top 8 because of the story that's told behind the shoe. You can watch my video on the Adidas Rivalry Low back on my channel, so you can get the full scoop as to why these are so special. But these are at number 8. I had to keep these in the top 10 somewhere. Let's get right into the rest of that list. At number 7, you have one of my favorite Air Maxes of the year. The only Air Max on this list, to be quite honest with you. I know last year I had a bunch of Air Max 90s, but this year, the only Air Max is this one, the Ugly Duckling in the Pecan colorway. This is one of my favorites of the year because it's an all suede upper, really soft, supple suede, so nothing too crazy, nothing too luxurious, but nothing too cheap either with the materials. One of my favorite details on this shoe is the Ugly Duckling, the duck that's stitched on the back heel, which I thought was a really nice touch instead of a Nike Air. So there you have the Pecan colorway. They also came out with the ceramic colorway. Some people prefer that one. If you know, you know. Anyway, these sit at number 7 for my favorite pickups of the year. At number 6, you have one of my favorite Jordans of all time. This is the Air Jordan 3 White Cement in the reimagined version. This was a February release. I remember that because I was leaving the Denver airport going on a ski trip, and I saw the sneakers drop, the shock drop before the official release date. So I picked these up in February, and I was really glad to get them for retail price. These are probably one of my favorite versions of the Air Jordan 3 that they've ever done. It's similar to the All-Star version, which has a more similar build to the original Jordan 3. So if you're familiar with that pair, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But regardless, this is one of my favorite sneakers of the year, without a doubt. Definitely one of my most worn Jordan retros, at least to release this year. So there you have it, Air Jordan 3 Reimagined at number 6. Now at number 5, I had to include these somewhere on the list, and when I really put it all together, these couldn't go any lower. This is the New Balance 998 with Concepts in the C-Note colorway. This is the 10th anniversary re-release of the C-Note colorway. When they first came out in 2013, I was absolutely stunned because I didn't really know much about New Balance. I had started collecting sneakers 2 years prior to that, so New Balance wasn't really on my radar. It was all about Jordan retros at the time, and this is one of those colorways that really put New Balance on the map for me. It really opened my eyes to what the brand could do, and 10 years later, I'm glad I was able to finally get myself a pair. Retail on these was a little steep, $220, but these are made in the USA, so you get that better materials. And a lot of people do have some complaints about how the 998 kind of changed over the years. They did make some variations to the original version, not in the colorway, but in the build of the shoe. So, if you've had the original one, you kind of know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't, I still think these are a fantastic pair, and that's why these are sitting at number 5. At number 4, you have the Asics Kith Marvel collaboration in the Gambit colorway. This is one that I picked up without the mystery box package. I bought these because I knew the colorway I was going to get, and I really, really wanted this one. Of all the colorways that they came out with, I think the Cyclops, Beast, and the Gambit colorway are my favorites. Since I already had the Beast one, I figured I might as well get my favorite colorway of the collection. And Gambit, for those of you who don't know, is a Marvel character. He's part of the X-Men, and one of my favorite characters from the show growing up. I would watch reruns because I wasn't around for the original releases, but that being said, that's why I had to pick up the Gambit colorway. So there you have number 4. So at number 3, we have a shoe that I have not shown on the channel yet, but it's one that I've worn constantly since I got them in hand. This is the Mosh Promenade in the original colorway, the white, gray, and gum bottoms. This was a shoe that Mosh had released alongside his runner models that was more of an everyday shoe, something that kind of bridged the gap between sneakers and fashion. I think this fits the mold very perfectly. It's got some similarities to the Air Force One with the perforated toe box. It's got some similarities to like a Common Projects or a Stan Smith with its low profile and really sleek design. And it's got some details that I really love, like the zigzag stitching and the Mosh signature on the tongue, which is pretty synonymous with all of his shoes. This is one that if you guys want a full in-depth review on, I'd be more than happy to do that. On the back heels, it says outdone by none, and just looking at it, I'm like, how can you not pull off a fit with a sneaker like this? This is one of those that I wore constantly, like I said. Anytime I wanted a white sneaker, this was my go-to. I'm really not a white Air Force One kind of guy. Stan Smiths have always been one of my go-tos for white sneakers, and they're just not as comfortable as this shoe right here. So there you have it, number 3, the Mosh Promenade. Number 2 and number 1 are obviously my favorite sneakers of the year, but for those of you who know me, I'm a big Action Bronson fan, so when the 990 V6 in the Baklava colorway first came out, I had to get them. New Balance and Action Bronson have kind of teased a collaboration for many years. Action Bronson has always been a big fan of New Balances, and to see a colorway like this, where all these different colors don't really make sense, they don't really match up, they shouldn't work so well on a shoe, but the Baklava colorway really pulls it off. And I think that's a testament to the kind of designer that Action Bronson can be if given the right tools. So I really look forward to seeing the rest of the collaborations that Action Bronson does with New Balance. So there you have number 2, the 990 V6 in the Baklava colorway. And number 1, my favorite shoe that I picked up this year has to be the other colorway of the Action Bronson collaboration on the 990 V6. This is the Lapis Lazuli colorway. Now, what's funny about this shoe is that I didn't pick these up when they first dropped. With the Baklava colorway, I was able to get them the day of release, paid retail, was super happy about it, wore them all the time, still wear them all the time. When the Lapis Lazuli colorway came out, I wasn't able to get them for retail price, and I decided, let me just wait a little bit. And one thing led to another. A couple months down the line, I'm talking to somebody about the pair of shoes that I'm wearing, which is the Baklavas. And as I'm talking with him, I'm like, I have to get the other colorway. It's a must at this point. Like, I'm talking somebody's ear off. And that's a testament to wearing interesting sneakers, is that somebody will talk to you, and if you don't want to talk about them, you shouldn't be wearing interesting sneakers. So the Lapis Lazuli colorway, I picked these up a little bit over retail price. Thankfully, the prices weren't extreme, but I really think this is one of the best collaborations we have ever seen from New Balance, and that's why this is at number 1 for the year. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, comment down below which one of these was your favorite, and I will see you all in the next one. Happy New Year to everybody, and this is Andrew signing off. Peace.